Picking up a camera is something that I never thought that I'd ever do, but it's probably one of the greatest things that I've ever done. Because for me personally, photography has been a whole journey. Like, not just picking up a camera and learning the art of taking photos themselves, but also like it's taught me a lot about myself and, you know, what I actually want to do in life that I've never actually realised that I've ever wanted to do. Because when I was younger and left school, I just went straight into like plumbing and done like construction. And I always felt like that was just like the kind of path for me. And at this time I was living in the south of England, started working away, met my wife here in Wales, and I started settling down. She had a son, and then we had my daughter. And then I just wanted to do, like, you know, the family life. And we're quite blessed in South Wales. There's loads of beautiful, stunning beaches along these coastal walks. We've got mountains, okay, they're not the biggest, but we also have like waterfalls and other amazing like locations. So we started going out and just started seeing things. And that led me into that kind of lifestyle. Then my stepson decides that he wants to go to college and he wants to do photography, but he drops out of that pretty fast. He's like, this isn't what for me. This is not something that I actually wanted to do. So he drops out, he goes off and does his own thing. He's done fantastic well since then. But he did have a Canon 50D with just a basic kit lens just sat on the side. So I thought to myself, should I pick that up? Should we just start taking photos of our days out and that lot? So I only had it on auto. So I'd done auto, just going out and taking photos, and it was absolute blast, you know, trying to take something. I didn't really edit anything. I was just kind of like trying to document it in that lot of, like, you know, a few photos of our days out. But I really started to feel like the passion for just taking photos and, you know, trying to be creative in that. So I started doing that. That obviously led into, you know, learning how to try and do Lightroom. And I used to be horrendous at that. I used to try and do this orange and teal look, loads of contrast, all these kind of things. Probably a lot of mistakes that most basic photographers actually make, but it was a learning curve, and I thoroughly enjoyed it along the way. And I just started to, just doing all those kind of things, just going out and taking photos. But one thing I did do though was I started to fall into a trap of, like, I was looking at other people's photos. This is how, like, you know, when Instagram was the old Instagram, and I was kind of like comparing myself to them, that I needed these, you know, these sunrise, sunset sort of shots and stuff. And I just didn't think my work was that good enough and that. But I think at that particular time, get over myself, as in like comparing myself one to others, but then also trying to copy others. I felt that were the photos that I needed to take, because as I started doing photography and started taking photos of different things, I started learning straight away that I love to take photos of people, and that's where my greatest strength lies. I love candid photography. It's just probably my favorite thing, and even though I pushed myself away from that, I'd probably say for a good number of years, off and on, because I just think, well, people just don't enjoy that kind of thing. And I always thought that, like, people don't enjoy it. Instead of like, what do I enjoy, and then embracing what I enjoy, I just always focus on what, you know, other people wanted to see. So I kind of always pushed it away. But even though I'd done other types of photography in that, I would then go and do like my daughter's life-saving group, which is on a beach, and they'd have like competitions in the sea and on the sand. And I started doing photos for them. They didn't turn out the best. This is where I certainly learned about shutter speed, you know, like, you know, freezing the motion and that. Some of the photos were just so blurred, but they looked fine on my little screen. But anyway, so I was taking them, but even though I was taking some photos like of the races, I was then also focusing a lot on like them playing on the sand, playing with their parents, you know, having a laugh and that lot, and trying to capture that. So it was more like of a story of the day kind of thing. And I absolutely fell in love with it. And I started doing that for a good little while, but I could never bring myself to what I try and pursue it as a career. Like, I just didn't feel confident in myself, and I just procrastinated a lot in learning and developing myself and that lot. I don't know. There was just something about me that just felt that the stuff that I was doing and where I lived wasn't good enough to put me in a position to ever be a photographer whatsoever. I just wanted to like do the travel side of it, but I just didn't know how I could actually do it. But as the years progressed, I started learning. I'd done like a wedding for my auntie. This was like last minute. I didn't have a flash, and I had a kit lens on that Canon 50D in low light. It was horrendous, really bad photos whatsoever. You could see like the idea was there, but because of like the setting, they weren't the best. But I was out there and I was trying different things and that lot, and like no one was paying for anything or anything like that. But it kind of like gave me the experience that I needed to actually learn. And then fast forward to these last few years where I've really decided that this is my passion. This is what I love to do. And that to not procrastinate and to get over this like this self-doubt thing that I've got. I've kind of like really built up like the confidence side of things. And now I've been focusing mainly on like my candid side of things, taking photos. And people love like the candid photographies that I do. Like I've done a wedding where I turned up as a second photographer, but I was mainly the videographer for the wedding, which I'll do in a separate video about me doing film, which I absolutely love as well. But I was taking photos for that. It was absolutely brilliant, amazing day. It went super, super well. I've done like events, I've done festivals, I do nightclubs and that. But there's all these kind of places where like they're expecting a camera, they know the cameras are pointing, but they don't care. They're so in the moment that they don't care whatsoever. And I kind of really fell in love with those kind of things. And it's been an absolute blessing. And I just felt really blessed to, you know, to kind of like do those kind of things. And though I've done like some product photography and other things like that when I've gone and help out at like, say, like cafes and stuff, I know that my strength lies with people, and this is where this photography takes me on a journey. So like I've gone from like from picking up a camera, getting out, the landscaping and stuff like that, all the way through to like doing weddings and stuff like that, which I thoroughly enjoy, and I like to like put my hand at different things. But one thing has taught me especially is how much I love people, cultures and places, and how much I want to embrace that as like a whole package. And I'm really fascinated now with people, you know, that go and do documentary filmmaking. You know, where they go to these amazing locations in the middle of nowhere. We've got these tribes and these people that you don't really think of whatsoever. And they just go and live with these people, and they take photos of them and stuff. And they're just like, they don't have like technology or anything else like that. And I find that absolutely fascinating, because when we went to Tunisia, I started learning about culture. We were going to like some of the mosques, asking the people, the guy who was walking around, you know, explaining it to us about the mosque, and that we had a guide, and it was super interesting. Like, I'm not religious, but then I wanted to learn about him, explain about his religion, why he's so passionate about it, why these mosques are so special to him. And it was a really, really interesting experience. Then I got to, you know, document and take photos of them. And it's just been like such an amazing journey. And that's where like I know like my strength lies. Like for like YouTube now, I want to try and make videos with those kind of like those expeditions, those places that I actually go to, show like my photography and the film clips from those places, and tell a story of the whole package of like my experience there, not just the history side, but from my personal experience as well, and put that together as well. And that's all from picking up one camera, which back then, all it was me going to work, you know, doing construction and that, wanting something else, but not knowing what, to like fast forward to today, to now like wanting to do photos, film, documentaries, YouTube, the whole package. And I work like night and day. I honestly, like, I don't watch TV. I don't play video games. I don't do anything apart from walk my godforsaken dog all the time, because I love that little boy. But we always, you know, go out with a family and that, because my daughter's grown up a little bit more now as well, so she tends to do her own thing. But I can now like really focus on my career, and I'm just so super confident about things now. Like I feel like I could talk to a camera a lot easier, and it's just been such a journey. And that's all through photography. And I feel that if people are thinking about whether to pick up a camera, like, you don't even like nowadays even need to go and buy yourself like a full frame camera like this that I'm talking to right now. Like, you could just use your brand new iPhone. Those are amazing, because like, especially when you put them on social media, most people cannot tell the difference between the two, because obviously the way they're compressed and that lot, you can't really tell much of a difference. And it allows you then to, you know, go out there and express and take photos and, you know, and document and try and keep things for yourself as well. I've got a whole hard drives dating back God knows how many years now, and I've put each thing from all my photos and that lot all into each individual file of all the places that we've gone, and I've got so many special memories. And it's all those things that I can actually look back on in later life and think, wow, we went and done this, we done this together, and I can look at those photos. And like I say, that's all from just picking up a camera. So we're blessed nowadays that you don't need to go out, like I say, buy an expensive camera if you don't want to, that you can use your phone. And I highly suggest that if you're thinking about getting a camera or you're thinking about taking photos, just to do it. Just start taking those photos. It is a beautiful journey. And it's also like, even if you don't want to pursue it as a career, it gives you something that you can then, you know, look back on and share with your children when they're older. This is what you used to do, and how embrace and that. And like I say, just keep it for yourself and do things for yourself. Don't take photos just just because other people are taking those type of photos. Take them for yourself. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here and just explain my journey and how that, you know, a camera and taking photos can actually change your life. I will go through the video side of it. That's been a whole nother journey for me. That's something that I've been really working hard on as well. And I'm just going to keep progressing in life. And like I say, I keep this channel now just basically just for video, photos and YouTube, talking about different things, maybe some tips and tricks along the way and that lot as well. And it's going to be a great journey. So if you enjoyed this video, if you stuck through to the end, absolutely amazing. Like I said, I will be bringing out a video every single week and be doing a lot more things around photography, film and YouTube, like I just mentioned. Probably shouldn't keep repeating myself, but I will get out of the habit of it. I like to make these videos off the cuff and as candid as possible, no scripts whatsoever, just fire away. But anyway, if you liked it, drop a like. If you can leave a comment for any questions you might have or any ideas that you might have in the future you'd like me to talk about, that'd be absolutely amazing. But I will see you in the next one.